No one expected it to end like this. After months of tension, explosive rumors, and behind-the-scenes feuds, Selma Slims has reportedly been fired from Love and Hip Hop. But this isn't just about drama on set. This goes way deeper. Word is that Mona Scott-Young, the show's executive producer, has been quietly planning this move for weeks, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. And when she finally did, Selma never saw it coming. Insiders say Mona had grown tired of Selma's off-camera behavior. The constant attitude, missed shoots, and the growing number of complaints from cast and crew. But the final straw came after a major scandal erupted involving Selma, Mendeces, and Erica Mena. Mona allegedly decided that enough was enough. And she pulled the trigger in the most ruthless way possible, cutting Selma out of the show's upcoming season entirely. But that's not all. Sources claim Mona's secret moves didn't stop there. She allegedly made a few quiet phone calls to networks, sponsors, and brand partners, making sure Selma's name would be hard to touch in the industry. What was once a promising reality TV career might now be over for good. And the wildest part, Selma reportedly found out about her firing through social media, not even a direct call from production. The betrayal left her furious, heartbroken, and ready to expose everything she knows about the franchise. It all started quietly, whispers among producers, subtle shade from castmates, and a growing feeling that something was about to shift behind the scenes. For weeks, Selma Slims had been moving differently. She was skipping filming days, showing up late to group scenes, and clashing with nearly everyone on set. But no one thought it would end with her being fired, especially not like this. According to production insiders, Mona Scott-Young, the mastermind behind Love and Hip Hop, had been keeping tabs on Selma's behavior for a while. Mona had dealt with plenty of difficult personalities before. That's part of what made the show successful, but something about Selma's recent attitude had crossed a line. One insider claimed Mona was done playing nice. She gave Selma chance after chance, but every time there was more drama, more problems, and less professionalism. Things reportedly began spiraling after Selma's name got tangled up in Mendeces' scandal. When Kirk Frost exposed Mendeces' alleged hidden affairs involving Erica, Mena, and Selma, fans instantly dragged her across social media. The backlash was brutal. Every comment section was filled with insults. Every post she made got flooded with clown emojis, and her brand deals started backing away one by one. But instead of laying low, Selma started fighting back. She began posting cryptic messages about betrayal, fake friends, and snakes in the industry. One post read, "The same people who call you family be the first to feed the blogs." Fans assumed she was talking about Mona or Yandi, and from that moment, her relationship with production was never the same. Mona reportedly took it as a direct shot, and insiders say that's when she started plotting her next move. At first, Mona tried to handle things privately. She scheduled a one-on-one meeting with Selma, trying to calm her down and rebuild trust. But those who were in the room say Selma came in defensive and unapologetic. She accused production of using her name for clout and editing her scenes to make her look messy. Mona allegedly responded, "Nobody's editing your attitude." That was the moment the energy in the room shifted completely. After that confrontation, things only got worse. During a group scene filmed in Atlanta, Selma reportedly clashed with two cast members over an old rumor. What was supposed to be a calm dinner turned into a shouting match that ended with drinks being thrown and security stepping in. Production had to shut down filming for the night, and Mona was furious when she heard about it. According to a crew member, that was it. Kona said she's not going to let one person's chaos mess up the entire show. The next day, Selma showed up on set acting like nothing happened, but she noticed something strange. Her call times were removed from the schedule. Her name wasn't listed on the next few shooting days. When she texted production to ask why, she got no reply. That's when she realized something wasn't right. Behind the scenes, Mona had already started making her moves. She allegedly contacted the network executives, explaining that Selma's presence was becoming toxic to the work environment. Mona didn't need to say much more with Selma's recent outbursts, missed filming sessions, and online antics. The network agreed. Quietly, Mona pulled the plug. Selma's storyline was cut short. Her remaining scenes were shelved, and her name was removed from the final credits of the upcoming season. But the way she found out was brutal. Selma reportedly discovered her, firing not through a call, not through a manager, but through a leaked post from a production assistant. Someone online wrote, "Selma's out. Mona's done playing." Within hours, it went viral. Selma's phone blew up with messages from fans and castmates, all asking if it was true. That's when she logged into Instagram Live, visibly furious, and said, "I built this show with my drama, my story, my pain, and now they want to erase me like I'm disposable. Y'all got the wrong one." Her live racked up thousands of viewers in minutes. She hinted that Mona had been blacklisting her for weeks, claiming producers were trying to silence her by cutting certain scenes. "They only show what makes me look crazy," she said tearfully. "But when other people lie and backstab, it's all good TV." Fans immediately split into two sides. Some defended Selma, saying Mona was using her as a scapegoat to protect bigger stars, while others felt Selma had gone too far and brought this on herself. Meanwhile, Mona didn't respond publicly, but she didn't have to. The silence said everything. Industry insiders began leaking that Mona had reached out to several networks and brands behind closed doors, advising them to reconsider future collaborations with Selma. Whether or not it was true, it didn't matter. The damage was done. Calls that used to be returned stopped coming. Deals she had lined up quietly fell apart. Selma's PR team tried to do damage control. The narrative was already out of her hands. She was labeled difficult, unreliable, unprofessional, words that are nearly impossible to recover from in reality. TV, people who once praised her energy, now distanced themselves completely. Still, Selma refused to go down quietly. She started teasing that she had receipts that could destroy Mona's entire empire. Late-night tweets hinted at manipulation, unfair contracts, and behind-the-scenes drama that the audience never saw. "If I start talking," she posted one night, "a lot of y'all favorites gonna be jobless." That message alone sent shockwaves through social media. Fans were now demanding that she go public with her side of the story. Some begged her to sit for an exclusive interview, while others warned her to be careful, saying Mona Scott was not someone to cross. Those who knew Mona's track record agreed. Over the years, Mona had built an empire by turning drama into opportunity, and anyone who went against her often found themselves quietly pushed out of the industry. But Selma wasn't backing down. She felt betrayed, cornered, and humiliated. This wasn't just about losing a job. It was about losing the identity she built on national television. The same show that made her famous was now being used to erase her as the pressure mounted. Selma began preparing to expose what she called the real love and hip-hop. But what she didn't realize was that Mona wasn't finished yet. The producer was quietly working behind the scenes, setting up her own moves, and by the time Selma went public, game had already changed. After Semla's firing hit the blogs, the internet went into meltdown. Fans were not ready for this twist, especially since just weeks before, Mona Scott had been praising her as one of Love and Hip Hop's most watchable stars. But when producers started leaking behind-the-scenes clips showing Semla arguing with a crew and allegedly threatening to expose the real reason Mendices is still on the show, it became clear this wasn't just a firing, it was damage control. Insiders close to production claimed Mona had been holding receipts for months. Apparently, Semla's backstage behavior had become a ticking time bomb. During one reunion taping, she reportedly threw a drink at a cameraman after being told to redo a scene. The footage was never aired, but it made its way to Mona's private review room. That was strike one. Strike two. Strike two came when she started refusing to film with Yandi, calling her a fake wife living off pity checks. Producers warned her, but Semla doubled down, saying, "Y'all need me. Without me, there's no story." But Mona wasn't playing games this time. Quietly, she began restructuring scenes, giving Erica, Mina, and Sierra more screen time while phasing Semla out. Fans noticed when the mid-season trailer dropped, Semla's presence was barely visible. Even Mendices looked uncomfortable when asked in a radio interview about her absence, replying only, "Things change. People move funny." Then came the real dagger. A production assistant leaked a message where Mona allegedly wrote, "Cut her off after episode 8. Don't renew her contract, she's done." That one text confirmed what many had already suspected: Semla had burned every bridge she had left. The next day, she jumped on Instagram Live, tearfully saying she was being targeted. "They used me for views, for drama, for ratings. And now that I'm not playing their puppet, they want to silence me." Her followers flooded the comments with support, but the damage was already done. Brands that once sponsored her were now reassessing partnerships. Meanwhile, Mona Scott remained silent. No statements, no responses, just one cryptic post on her story. A quote that read, "When you bite the hand that feeds you, don't cry when you're hungry." Fans immediately connected the dots. The most chilling part? Rumors started swirling that Mona had blacklisted Semla from all VH1 and WeTV productions. Industry insiders said Mona had called in favors to make sure Semla would never appear on any major reality show again. And just when it seemed like things couldn't get worse, word got out that Mendices had been subpoenaed for testimony in a production dispute, one that directly involved Semla's contract breach. Whatever was happening behind the scenes wasn't over. If anything, this was just the beginning of a much bigger war that could shake love and hip-hop to its core. But one question remained: why was Mona Scott so ruthless this time? Some say she was protecting her empire. Others believe Semla knew something too dangerous to be revealed on camera. Either way, the silence from both sides was louder than any statement could ever be. When the news of Semla's firing broke, most fans thought it was just another reality TV stunt, something Mona Scott would twist into a ratings moment. But what happened next made it painfully clear this wasn't scripted. Mona wasn't just firing Semla. She was erasing her dot, according to multiple insiders who spoke under anonymity. Mona ordered the production team to go back through weeks of footage. Every scene that featured Semla in a key moment was either edited down or completely removed. Her name was cut from the intro sequence. Her confessionals were reshot with other cast members providing alternative commentary. And her storyline, one that was supposed to dominate the rest of the season, was quietly replaced. What made this move even more shocking was the timing. Just 2 weeks earlier, Semla had gone live on Instagram, accusing Mona of manipulating storylines and ruining people's lives for drama. She didn't hold back, calling out production assistants by name and even hinting that Mona had once forced a cast member to fake a breakup on camera. The live went viral overnight, gaining hundreds of thousands of views before being mysteriously deleted the next morning when fans noticed. Semla claimed her account had been hacked, but screenshots were already circulating. And that was the last straw for Mona. Within 48 hours, Semla was cut from production. The official reason was unprofessional behavior, but those close to her said it was pure retaliation. Mona wanted to send a message: no one calls her out and gets away with it. Behind the scenes, Semla didn't take it lying down. She started contacting bloggers, podcasters, and even a few journalists, trying to expose the truth. Some agreed to speak with her, but most backed out after sudden pressure from the network's legal team. Others claimed Mona's PR squad had sent them non-disclosure warnings disguised as reminders about ongoing partnerships. It was clear Mona's reach extended far beyond the show. Then came the mysterious leak. A short clip from a production day surfaced online. A blurry, unedited moment showing Mona arguing with someone off camera. You could faintly hear her saying if she wants to act like a star, she can pay for her own spotlight. Fans instantly connected the dots. That voice was Mona's. And she was talking about Semla. The clip racked up millions of views in hours. And hashtag Justice for Semla started trending, but just as quickly as it appeared, The clip vanished from every major platform. Copyright claims, DMCA takedowns, gone. Accounts that reposted it began reporting temporary suspensions. It was obvious someone powerful was scrubbing the internet clean by now. Semla's career was spiraling. Sponsorships disappeared, bookings dried up, and even her close circles started pulling away. A stylist who had worked with her on the show said in a deleted tweet, "Mona warned everyone. If you stand with Semla, you're done." The power Mona Scott held wasn't just as a producer, it was control over perception. She knew exactly how to destroy someone publicly without ever saying a word. And when the reunion taping rolled around, she used that power in front of millions. The reunion episode began with a fiery montage, but no trace of Semla. Fans flooded the live chat demanding to know why she was missing. Halfway through, Mona shocked everyone by appearing on stage herself. She rarely did that, but this time, she wanted the last word. She didn't name Semla directly, but said, "Some people forget who gave them their first platform. Loyalty isn't optional in this business. It's survival." It was a statement loaded with intent, a public burial disguised as a producer's pep talk. The cast nodded silently, and the audience clapped. That night, Mona didn't just end a feud. She made an example out of Semla. Hours later, Semla went live again, her voice calm but her eyes distant. "They want me to disappear," she said, "but I'm not scared. I got proof. Everything I said, I can back up." She promised to release a documentary titled The Real Reality, claiming it would reveal the manipulation and mistreatment behind the Love and Hip-Hop franchise. But that's where things got even weirder. Days after her announcement, Semla's live disappeared mid-broadcast. Her account was suddenly deactivated. Then came rumors that she had been hit with a massive lawsuit from the production company, allegedly for breach of contract and defamation. No documents were made public. But industry insiders confirmed that Mona's team had been legally preparing for weeks. Still, even under pressure, Semla's fans wouldn't let the story die. They started reposting her old interviews, highlighting moments where she hinted at behind-the-scenes abuse. Others dug into Mona's past, resurfacing old claims from former cast members who had accused her of psychological warfare. For the sake of drama, yet Mona remained unbothered. She posted a cryptic message on her Instagram story just days after the controversy. "You can't destroy what God built." It was subtle, but fans instantly understood who it was aimed at by the end of that week. Mona's team released a new trailer for the upcoming spin-off season, featuring none other than a brand new cast. Remember, rumored to have replaced Semla? She had a similar look, similar energy, and even a similar backstory. Fans called it copy-paste casting, accusing Mona of trying to replace Semla like she never existed. But Mona didn't care. Ratings soared. The controversy had fueled curiosity, and curiosity meant views. Behind the glamour, however, people close to Semla said she wasn't doing well. One friend claimed she was mentally drained and living in fear of being blacklisted forever. Another source said Semla was offered a private deal to stay quiet, a payout, ALLEGEDLY, in exchange for signing a permanent NDA. If that's true, it would explain her sudden disappearance from social media. Because after that, Semla vanished. No posts, no stories, no interviews, just silence. Some fans believe Mona finally bought her silence. Others think Semla's gearing up for a comeback, maybe through that rumored documentary she mentioned. But one thing is certain. Mona Scott proved once again that she doesn't just create stars. She decides who stays one. She decides who stays one. For now, the Love and Hip-Hop universe keeps spinning, flashier, louder, more dramatic than ever. But somewhere out there, a former cast member still holds the receipts. And when she decides to use them, Mona Scott might finally face the one thing she's never been able to edit out. The truth. The saga between Semla and Mona Scott is a stark reminder of just how ruthless the reality TV world can be. Mona didn't just fire Semla, she erased her, rewrote history, and sent a message that no one is untouchable. But the question remains, will Semla stay silent? Or will she finally release the proof she's been hinting at for months? Fans are on edge, wondering if the rumored documentary will drop, exposing everything from behind-the-scenes manipulation to the contracts, edits, and tactics used to control the cast. If even a fraction of Semla's claims are true, it could shake the entire franchise and challenge Mona Scott's reputation as one of reality TV's most powerful producers. This story isn't just about fame and drama, it's about power, loyalty, and the consequences of standing up to someone who controls the narrative. Semla's journey shows the risks of speaking out, the cost of visibility, and the strength it takes to fight back when the odds are stacked against you. So, what do you think? Should Semla release the receipts and risk everything, or accept the silence and move on? Drop your thoughts in the comments and make sure you're following closely, because this drama is far from over. And the next move could change the love and hip-hop universe forever. Stay tuned, subscribe, and turn on notifications to catch every shocking update as it unfolds.